So I'm here with Bill Van Fossen, a race director of the Scott Coffee Run in Moorestown, New Jersey. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the Scott Coffee AK?
Sure. I've grown up in Moorestown, and as part of living in town, I thought it would be good to get involved in the community more. So I joined the Rotary Club of Moorestown probably back in somewhere around 1983. And so from there, our club was always into selling tickets for events, and no one was really liking it. So we started looking around for an opportunity to raise money for the club where it would be fun and people didn't have to, really stress about selling tickets, because a lot of times if we were selling tickets, we'd buy them ourselves, and it probably wasn't the way it should be. So anyway, we started kicking around ideas, and we had ideas for a wrestling tournament through the high school, for a basketball tournament, and then Scott Coffee, one of our members of the club, came up with the idea for a 5-mile run. Originally, we started out with a couple hundred runners, probably back in 1985, and from there it kind of took off.
So how did it go from a 5-mile run to the AK that it is today?
The USATF was looking for an 8K event to add to their race series, and we were approached by them to change our 5-mile run to an 8K to add to their race series. And we were more than happy to do that, to get on their circuit. Other runs like the Broad Street Run were part of that circuit. And I remember back in the early days that we had a good relationship with the Broad Street Run. And myself and Scott, at that time, this was prior to RunSignup and online registration, we would take some 20,000 race flyers to the Broad Street Run offices in Philadelphia, and they would stuff them in their race bags. So that was kind of it was a real good way for us to get the word out for the run early on.
And the Scott Coffee Run is one of the first runs on RunSignup, right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, so back in 2006, Scott Coffee, who, as I said, came up with the idea for the run, tragically died of a heart attack, and we renamed the run in his honor. So Bob Bickle, who was also a friend of Scott's from Moorestown, came over and started helping us out with the run. And at the time we were using a different online sign-up program, and Bob could see all the flaws in it. And I think being the techie that he is, he started thinking about ways that he could improve that. So to be honest, the Scott Coffee Run was at the forefront of RunSignup and, how it got started.
And now it's the 40th anniversary coming up, right?
It is. It's been quite a run. As I like to say, we've probably got 3 generations now running the race. People that pushed their kids in joggers those kids are now pushing their kids in joggers. The change for us to go to RunSignup back in the early days was just great. So we got a lot of support from the RunSignup team, and to this day they still help on packet pickup and race day. And I think it's a good opportunity for both of us. We get great service, and I think it's also an opportunity for RunSignup to be down in the trenches on race day and see what it's like.
Any big plans for the 40th anniversary?
Well, we're looking to raise greater amounts of money this year. I talk about $40K for 40 years. Over the years, we've probably raised close to $1 million for the good works that our Rotary Club does. We promote local scholarships, local projects in our town. We do work nationally, things like hurricane relief, and then even internationally, things like projects for safe drinking water in Africa, and the eradication of polio through the Rotary Polio Plus program. So, we'll just keep working on those, see where it goes.
So what type of sponsors do you have for the Scott Coffee Run, and how do you get them? What is the benefit to them and to you?
As part of the club, we've got a lot of connections around town, meaning the Rotary Club. We all have folks that we know that we can approach, but it works both ways. We get sponsors that like to be involved in community events. Our run attracts up to 1,000 participants. And so, there's a lot of visibility. Over the years, we've put our sponsors on our race T-shirts. We've had signage for them. It's just a way for the sponsors who are typically local to get their name out in front of the community. We've had sponsors that really enjoy being part of our run, and some that have been with us for over 30 years. So I think it's a testament to what we do as a run and what they get back. So it's a great relationship and something that we work hard to maintain every year.
Now, the Scott Coffee Run, that lands on Moorestown Day?
It does. So originally, the Scott Coffee Run, we started actually back in April, and it was a little chilly, so we had some suspect weather a lot of years. And early on, probably around the third or fourth year, maybe in the late 80s, we changed to the first Saturday in June. We had that date for a couple years, and then Moorestown Day approached us about having Moorestown Day, which is a community event where they close the entire main street down and vendors and local businesses set up on the street. So again, it was another great situation for us. It's a very festive atmosphere, 100 vendors on the streets, and our runners get to run through that gauntlet, which sometimes is a challenge, but we've made it work over the years.
Now, what is a general timeline each year of starting when you renew the race and get back into it till race day and results and all that?
Like most things that you do as a, how shall I say, maybe a second job, and I'll call the Scott Coffee Run a little bit of a sideline for me. I work during the day for a company, but this is a labor of love for the Scott Coffee Run. So I probably don't start it as early as I should, but we get, after the run finishes in June, we do a recap. We go back in, we look at the numbers on the dashboard, talk about the monies we raised and how many people we have participate in the run. And then in the fall, we start to ramp up, and really right after the new year, we get serious about putting things together for the run again. Race T-shirt design. We've got a local guy that's really good and helps us put the T-shirt together. As a matter of fact, he's sitting across from me right now. So it's we get moving in the early winter and just build towards the race. Making sure our sponsors are in line. We work on food. We have a great relationship with Wegmans Food Markets. They provide pretty much all of our food and really come out strong with support from their workforce.
They supply all the water too?
They do supply all the water and a lot of the fruit, bananas, bagels. We've had, a lot of different products over the years for the run. They do a lot of things on race day. They work at a water stop. They come back to the start and finish and help us out. So it's just been, again, another great relationship, and one that works for them, that gets their name out in the community, and I think they really enjoy the event.
And how do you handle the music at the event?
We've had a really good relationship with gentleman Gary Catrambone, who for years has come back to our event. And again, I think it's a bit of a labor of love for him as well. Gary works a lot of late nights doing DJ work. So he may work until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning the night before our Saturday race, and he's there at 6 or 6:30 in the morning setting up. So it can be a tough day for him, but he's there every year along with his either his daughter or some other help to get things going, and he really gets the crowd going. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of times there's been dancing on the community house lawn. We have a great venue where we set up and start. The Community House of Moorestown has been around since, I think, 1925, and it's just a beautiful setting right in the center of town, and a nice lawn where some of our vendors set up prior to the race, and DJs there, and a lot of people congregate on the lawn. And so every now and then they'll break out and dance before the race, which is fun to see.
Now, with the T-shirts, do you see them being worn around town?
Oh, yeah. I see our T-shirts all over. Obviously, with 40 years of T-shirts out there, you get to see quite a few. And yeah, I'll go to my local gym. I'll see people in T-shirts from 10, 15, 20 years ago, still getting put through the paces at the gym. People out running around town. I've seen them in Philadelphia, and I know family members that wear those T-shirts religiously. Yeah, it's fun to see. It's a great way to advertise our run, for one thing, and then also for our sponsors. I think it's good for our sponsors. They get to see that these T-shirts are being worn, and their name is getting out there in the community as well.
Now, what are you checking most on the RunSignup race dashboard when you're going in there?
I'll go in and I'll check, see where our revenue is, what kind of numbers we've got as we build towards the race. How many signups. It's good to see where people are coming from.
Do you look at the heat map for like where people are coming from?
Yeah, we take a look at that. It's good information that we appreciate having. Our the Moorestown is right outside of Philadelphia, so we get a good pull from people coming across the river to be in the race. So it's great to see where where people are coming from, so that we can talk about how we advertise to that group and how we get the word out. Again, I think it revolves around people coming back every year. I have people that I've seen every year for pretty much 40 years that come to the run, and they just, they'll come up to me and just say that, hey, another great event, Bill. And so it's been, a lot of fun that way. Families come back every year. Yeah, that kind of thing. We've had kids from the community sing the Star Spangled Banner, and a lot of moving events over the years. So yeah, those kind of things, they just kind of warm your heart a little bit.
Was that the Scott Coffee race this past year where the music cut out during the Star Spangled Banner?
It was, and
then everyone started singing it.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
A little glitch that happened, but that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
That music did cut out. I forgot about that, and the crowd kept singing.
It worked well.
It did. Might try to do that again.
Well, thanks for talking with us, Bill.
Thank you,
Looking
Andrew.
forward to the 40th.
All right. Appreciate it. Take care.